Well, the NFL Network now has their motorhome parked out front, but apparently they're sound asleep in that motorhome because they just didn't have anything to say right now. So we will say, good morning, Gene.
Well, good morning.
It's another beautiful day in the valley.
Yeah, it certainly is, especially for those guys you're talking about outside.
Yes. Yeah. I think what it is they're feeding the pigeons.
They're feeding them?
Yes, they're feeding the pigeons that,
that should be against the law.
It probably is.
They are nasty animals.
Yes, flying rats.
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, by the way, I made some special coffee for you. The extra crunchy variety that you like.
Crunchy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is that the glass, the sound of the glass, or this? Is that kind of like taking your fingertips down a chalkboard?
Well, it's just crunchy coffee that I think the grounds slipped through the filter.
I hear. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's see. Black Friday is coming. It used to be, Black Friday was the day after Thanksgiving, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Now it is, whenever we want, we're going to have a sale, and we're going to call it a Black Friday sale, and we're going to try and take advantage of you and get your money, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that way forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
And then they changed it.
Well, yes. It's kind of like, Veterans Day always used to be on November 11th. And then they changed it. Oh, well. So far, they have not changed Christmas or New Year's.
Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, in Sacramento and in Washington, they don't have any new ideas.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they just recopy
the
old ones.
I get a kick out of, one of my least favorite cities in the entire universe, San Francisco. Okay, I'm sorry. Ridden with crime, homeless, just all sorts of things. Retailers are bailing out of San Francisco, right and left. And all of a sudden, we're going to have a major economic summit in San Francisco, and the premier from China is going to be here, and world leaders. Oh, we can clean up the streets now.
Mm-hmm.
And they found a way to go through and remove the homeless that were taking up all the space on the sidewalks and the street. Anyway, we couldn't do it before, but now
we're motivated now.
Yes.
We're motivated.
I think so. You just sometimes wonder, don't you?
You wonder.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, let's look back in history. On this date in 2013, Bob Dylan received the French Legion of Honor, France's most prestigious award. Apparently, like many people, the French were under the impression that all this time Dylan was mumbling in French. Almost unintelligible, but he has some interesting things to say, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And other things that are going on? Well, let's see. An employee at a Memphis credit union is in jail after allegedly stealing money from the bank to purchase his dream car. Okay. What would that be? Any idea? Your dream car. Maybe a Maserati, a Ferrari?
No, I want to get there.
Okay. Well, Joseph Herring, a technician at the bank, used the money to buy his dream car, a 2024 Volvo. His dream car is a Volvo. Oh, come on. Yeah, if you're going to steal money for that, make your dream big.
I didn't say phone lines.
Yeah. Okay. How about birthdays?
How about? That's probably more exciting to those of you this morning.
Yeah. Actor Kathleen Hughes, 95. Guitarist James Young of Styx, 74. Stephen Bishop is 72. Pianist Yanni, 69. Actor Laura San Giacomo, 62. Actor D.B. Sweeney, 62. And rapper Reverend Run of Run DMC, 59. Actor Patrick Warburton, 59. Singer Jeanette Jurado of Expose, 58. Actor Josh Duhamel is 51. Actor Brian Dietzen, 46. Actor Olga Kuryalenko is 44. Actor Russell Tovey, 42. Actor Corey Michael Smith, 37. Actor Graham Patrick Martin is 32. Local birthdays coming up.
Tuning into the baseball game, monitoring the incoming storm, catching your favorite talk show. These are just a few of the reasons more than 80 million Americans depend on AM radio each month. And did you know AM radio is the backbone of the emergency alert system, keeping us safe in dangerous times? It's reliable, free, and public safety depends on it. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress we need AM radio in cars. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
We have happy birthday wishes going out to Norma Jean Royer, Anna Rodriguez, Janice Knight, Katie Davis, Angel Rea, Manuel Gonzalez, Archie Islas, Isela Suqua, Christina Yancey, Danielle Torres, Maria Nicole Rosas, J.V. Moreno, Michael Anthony Jaime, Jonathan Quiroz Singh, Anna Angulo, Don Gorham, Eleanor Gonzalez, Elia Flores, Eliza Jade Guzman, Stella Mendoza, Enrique Kiki Guzman, and Karen and Tom Brundy celebrate birthdays today. Happy birthday from KXO. Well, lots of things going on still, and well, you know, I think activities are going to be continuing, for the next 4 months or so?
Yep, that would be a good description probably for the next 4 months.
Yeah.
So does that mean we're just going to say, okay, here's the news, and you've got it for the next 4 months?
And,
I mean, have you ever heard broadcasts like that before?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what we had yesterday and the day before that and coming up the day after that.
Okay. And yesterday we visited with Chris Haw and Charlotte Teeters from NAFL Centro. And coming up on December 1st, the first Christmas parade of the season in the Valley, the NAFL Centro Christmas Parade under the lights.
That's right.
So
follow the lights,
I suppose.
The NAF.
Okay, we've got news now. So we're ready to check in with California news and world and news headlines, all brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Lock, your year-round comfort specialist.
CBS News Brief. People trapped at Gaza's Al-Shifa Hospital are now burying dead bodies in a mass grave in the courtyard of the medical compound. Israeli military spokesman Daniel Hagari insists
our war is against Hamas, not against the people in Gaza, especially not the sick.
House Speaker Mike Johnson tells CNBC he expects to win bipartisan backing for his stopgap funding plan to avoid a government shutdown Friday night.
The appropriations process in Washington has been broken for decades. We're trying to fix it. I've been on the job for less than 3 weeks, and this is a necessary first step to do it.
Cheaper gas helped tame consumer price increases last month. CBS's Jill Schlesinger.
These rate increases that have taken place over the last almost 2 years, where interest rates went from 0 to 5.25% to 5.5%, have pushed down inflation.
She expects the new numbers will stave off another interest rate hike next month. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer and get special pricing on cooling and heating tune-ups all year long. Call today to become a Lock Air Conditioning VIP customer at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock VIPs receive discounted service and maintenance, discounted repairs, and priority service with prompt service. Lock Air Conditioning is your local York dealer, but they repair it all. So when the need arises, don't hesitate to call Lock Air Conditioning conditioning at 760-93-LOCKE. That's 760-93-LOCKE. Lock, the only name in air conditioning for over 40 years. York, install with confidence. Contractor's license number 696216.
California headline news: arson the likely cause of that huge fire that shut down part of the 10 freeway in downtown Los Angeles. State Fire Marshal Daniel Berlant says who started it remains under investigation.
Our investigators, after being assigned here for just about 48 hours, have been able to confidently determine that the fire was caused by arson.
Inspection of the bridge showing it may not be as badly damaged as first feared, but further tests are needed. The closure continues. President Biden arriving in San Francisco today for the APEC summit. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen speaking there Monday night about the potential global economic fallout from the Israeli-Hamas war.
We've not really seen yet much economic impact from what's happening, but we are concerned and broadly view it as critical not to see the conflict expand.
In Oakland, about 600 people took over the rotunda inside the federal building there, protesting the war in the Middle East, demanding a ceasefire in Gaza. Jeff Scott, California News.
World in California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. For repair, for replacement, call the experts. Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal.
In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, children are the future. Here, tobacco companies are committed to higher education, offering scholarships to students who submit essays about the benefits of vaping. The tobacco industry even sponsors summer camps for kids. Don't worry, the tobacco-sponsored programs have been linked to leaving your kids more interested in smoking. In Big Tobacco's Fantasyland, the world's deadliest industry is your child's friend. See reality at undo.org.
Hi, what brings you to the clinic today?
Oh, the baby's not feeling well. I think she might have a fever.
Well, let's check her temp with the Exergen thermometer. You're right. These Exergen thermometers are very accurate. Reads 101.2.
Oh, gosh. Well, that Exergen thermometer sure is fast and easy to use.
Yes, and many doctors recommend Exergen for home use.
Exergen thermometers, backed by over 100 clinical studies, are available at Walgreens and participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
And it's page one of the local news. Page one is a service of El Centro Motors Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They have 3 locations in the valley, at the Imperial Valley Mall, at El Centro Motors, and in the Brawley Auto Center, Highway 86 and Julia Drive.
Taking a look at the latest in local news this morning, those could have been shots fired that you heard. Here is more on that story.
A woman at a residence in the 1000 block of Woodward Avenue told police that at about 6:30 Sunday evening, she thought she heard several shots, but didn't think much of it until she found a bullet hole in the front window and 2 other bullet holes in the outer wall of the house. Officers investigating the incident were able to locate 2 .380 caliber shell casings at 10th and Woodward. They also found a house on North 10th Street that had been struck by a bullet. Police are working to locate video surveillance footage from nearby residences. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Today is Tuesday, November the 14th, and it's 6 p.m. Tonight. There will be a book on display for Pioneers Book Club. It's the book called In the Shadow of the Sun, written by Polly Flores Jr. A murder investigation in a small town zeroes in on a young man who returns from the Vietnam War with post-traumatic stress disorder. Now his family and their entire town are ground zero for cultural impact of the war. You're invited to join Pioneers Museum to discuss Flores' inspiration for his novel in local stories and settings. KXO News Time, 7:42.
Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers have the best price on name brand tires guaranteed. Now we're talking Michelin, Pirelli, Dunlop, Bridgestone, Continental, and more. See a Quick Lane service advisor and get the best price guaranteed. Remember, Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and they're conveniently located in the Brawley Auto Center, at the Imperial Valley Mall, at Old Central Motors, and their new mobile service van comes to you with no added charge.
In other local news, a laptop and tools are missing. George Gale has more on that story.
The items were taken from a pickup truck sometime late Saturday or early Sunday. Samsung laptop, 2 DeWalt power drills, and a super chip programmer are valued at $1,500. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
You can get connected in California. It's an opportunity to sign up for the Affordable Connectivity program. It'll be held on November the 17th from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. It will be held at the Imperial Valley Business Resource Center, 2415 Imperial Business Park Drive, Suite A in Imperial. If you are enrolled in Medi-Cal, CalFresh, Lifeline, Veterans Pension, and or Survivor benefits, you automatically qualify. Otherwise, take an identification document, eligibility document, and a valid email address. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the Local News, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers with 3 locations in the Valley. Remember, Quick Lane services all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
In America, the future belongs to everyone, so we engineered the truck of the future for everyone. Ford F-150, available with a Pro Power onboard generator and a variety of cab configurations for whatever you need to haul. Because the truck of the future isn't created for just a few, it's for America. Ford F-150, drive one today. Come in now for a huge selection of vehicles, like the 2023 Ford F-150, with 2.9% APR for 60 months, only at your San Diego County Ford dealers. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 2.9% APR financing for 60 months at $17.92 per month per thousand financed regardless of down payment. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 11/30/23. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
All offers valid at Imperial County Ford dealers. Page 2 of the Local News and Weather is brought to you by Burgers and Beer, serving the best burgers in town. They have daily lunch specials Monday through Friday and happy hour, 3 p.m. till 6 p.m. daily.
Continuing with more local news this morning, Salton Sea Authority celebrating a 30th anniversary. Here's more on that story.
It will be celebrated this week. Board of Directors will commemorate 3 decades of progress in preserving and restoring the Salton Sea. They will also honor those who have made it possible. It will be held Thursday during the regular board meeting. It will be held at the Torres Martinez Desert Coahuila Indians Gymnasium on Martinez Road in Thermal. A meeting begins at 10 a.m. A meeting can also be viewed online. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
A driver and a passenger in a Razor off-road vehicle died in an accident on Monday afternoon. Traffic accident it was. According to the Yuma County Sheriff's Office, the Polaris Razor was northbound on South Avenue 14A and failed to yield to a car that was eastbound on East 48th Street. Both the occupants of the Polaris were ejected from the off-highway vehicle. Both the driver and the passenger were taken to the Yuma Regional Medical Center, where they later died. The driver of the car sustained minor injuries. Accident remains under investigation. And Du Bois McGee Park has some activity coming up today. It's field lighting improvements and multi-purpose sports court. That celebration, which is made possible by monies from Measure P, will take place at the park, 375 South 5th Street, or I should say 1st Street, in El Centro. If you'd like more information, you can contact the city of El Centro. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
Did you know that Burgers and Beer has a happy hour every single day from 3 to 6 with specials on fried machaca burrito bites, RV nachos, mini tostadas, and more. Plus $2 off tall beers and shot and drink specials. Ready for a fast and inexpensive lunch? Get one of our weekday lunch specials that include a soft drink for only $8 to $10. With tons of TVs, we've got you covered for any sport you want to watch. Burgers and Beer with 5 locations, proudly serving you, your family, and friends since 1985. Burgers and Beer for the best burger in town.
Here's George Gale with the weather update.
High pressure is in place overhead and will persist through Wednesday, keeping our region dry with above normal temperatures. Breeziness is once again expected later today. A shift in the weather pattern for the latter half of the week will bring some rain chances and cooler temperatures to the region. 81 the high in the valley yesterday, 50 our overnight low. Increasing clouds today with a high near 82. West-southwest wind about 5 miles an hour, then becoming calm. Mostly cloudy tonight with a low around 57. Northwest wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming east-southeast. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high near 79. South-southeast wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming north-northwest in the afternoon. We have a 60% chance of showers, likely mainly after 4 p.m. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch. Wednesday night, showers likely mainly before 10 p.m., a 70% chance of precipitation with new amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch possible again. 56 degrees, 47% relative humidity, wind out of the west at 3 miles an hour. Local news, page 2, brought to you by Burgers and Beer, the place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Bring the family or meet your friends at Burgers and Beer.
In the spirit of Thanksgiving, Ivy Transit invites you to Stuff a Bus. While fares remain free for all riders on Ivy Transit bus lines, we are collecting donations to provide meals for local families in need. Donate a can or dry food item from November 1st through November 18th. Just place your donation in the collection box as you board. All donations will be delivered to the Imperial Valley Food Bank. Ride with us and Stuff a Bus. For more information, call 760-482-2900 or visit ivytransit.com.
It's sports time, brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, an affiliate of the Scripps Health Network, working together to provide you the best care. Monday Night Football, the Broncos and the Bills rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, with the Broncos winning as time expired. The Broncos 24, the Bills 22. The NFL set a record for game-winning field goals as time expired in 1 week. Yeah, that includes that stunning Broncos field goal that beat the Bills in the Monday night game. And the Atlanta Falcons are 4-6, having lost 4 of their last 5 games and 6 of their past 8. Yeah, things are not going right, but Arthur Smith not expected to be fired anytime soon, as the head coach has the support of his owner. Yeah, Falcons owner Arthur Blank says, hey, that's my guy. How long will that last? And Zay Jones of the Jacksonville Jaguars was arrested yesterday on a misdemeanor domestic battery charge, according to jail records. The veteran receiver was arrested and booked on a charge of domestic battery causing bodily harm, which is a first-degree misdemeanor. He was arrested and booked into the Duval County Jail in Georgia. Jones' first court appearance scheduled for today. KXO News Time is 752.
Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District, ready to serve you and your family for all of your healthcare needs. Let our team of dedicated physicians guide you on your journey to better health. Pioneers is a recognized leader in healthcare and has more than 10 health centers and clinics throughout the Imperial Valley. When the need arises, don't hesitate to come and see us. We have services and locations in Calexico and Raleigh, and of course, our award-winning hospital, Pioneers Memorial. For more information on all Pioneer services, visit www.pmhd.org today.
Well, NBA action last night. The Kings clobbered the Cavaliers 132-120. Bucks beat the Bulls 118-109. Raptors topped the Wizards 111-107. And the Celtics kicked the Knicks 114-98. Baseball. Yeah, it's still in the news. The 2023 Rookie of the Year awards announced yesterday. And Gunnar Henderson in the American League, Corbin Carroll in the National League unanimously took home the honors. Coming up today, announcement of the Managers of the Year. Tomorrow, the Cy Young Award winners. And Thursday, the Most Valuable Players. MLB, can we string it out and see if we can hype it even more? Yeah, and there's still time to place a bet. Craig Counsell's right-hand man, bench coach Pat Murphy, will replace him as manager. Counsell departed Milwaukee to become the Cubs manager earlier this offseason. Murphy started his coaching career in Maryville, and, he was Counsell's bench coach and will take over the big team. And in tennis, in an interview with Spanish newspaper AS, Rafael Nadal acknowledged contemporary Novak Djokovic as the greatest tennis player of all time. I'm going to go with Jack Kramer. I still go with Jack Kramer. Nadal's comments came months after Djokovic broke his Grand Slam titles record at the French Open in June, and weeks after Djokovic earned his 24th career major trophy in the U.S. Open. Jack Kramer, that's my guy. And that's it for Sports Time, brought to you by, you remember Jack Kramer. Okay. Anyway, Sports Time brought to you by Pioneers Memorial Healthcare District. Log on to pmhd.org for more information about Pioneers. It's the Peanut Patch in Yuma. The Peanut Patch. What a great place. And Donna and Pat at the Peanut Patch celebrating their 26th anniversary. A special celebration scheduled for November 18th. There'll be vendors, lots of samples for everyone. There'll be tamales. The Peanut Patch. You'll find them in Yuma. Easy to get to. Just Google the Peanut Patch and go by. You'll love the Peanut Patch. Open Monday through Saturdays, 9 till 5 Yuma time. And you'll find homemade chocolates. You'll find fresh English toffee, pecan turtles that are to die for. You'll find so many great items at the Peanut Patch in Yuma. And remember, the Peanut Patch ships all over the world. The Peanut Patch in Yuma, a great place to spend a day. Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by Southwest Security, a locally owned company protecting you and your property. Southwest Security also offering live scan fingerprinting to the public. U.S. consumer price inflation cooled down in October after rising for the last 2 months. The moderation in inflation was even more than expected, sending U.S. stocks sharply higher and providing a touch more solace to Americans who have dealt with painfully high prices the past 2 years. The Consumer Price Index rose 3.2% for the 12 months that ended in October, down from 3.7% in September, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. On a monthly basis, prices were unchanged for the first time since July 2022. A month before, they shot up 0.4% as gas and rent costs added upward pressure. Energy prices dropped in October. However, that was offset by the continued rise of shelter costs, according to the report. And consumers have told us over and over that the self-checkout lanes are not what we want. Yeah, they're slow, they're unreliable, and they're obviously impersonal. That, according to Consumers Information. So some of the major retailers are rethinking these self-checkouts to include Walmart and Costco. I think if you use the self-checkout, you've probably got to join the union, don't you? Taking a look at the big board right now, we're seeing a lot of green. The Dow up 415 points at 34,852. The S&P 500 up 86 at 4497. The NASDAQ up 302 points at 14,070. Meanwhile, gold up $20.60 an ounce. Oil up $1.46 a barrel.
Hi, this is Jason Jackson, owner of Southwest Security. 2 years ago, I opened Southwest Postal, offering you 24-hour access 365 days a year. So if you're tired of dealing with the inconvenience of our post office hours and you would like to be able to get your mail when you want, Saturdays, Sundays, holidays, in the middle of the night, then come visit us at Southwest Postal with 24-hour staff. Plus, we're also your local FedEx, DHL, and Postal Service Center. We even offer text message and email notification when you receive your mail. Southwest Postal at the corner of 4th and Heil in El Centro.
We will have increasing clouds today with a high near 82. West-southwest wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming calm this afternoon. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low around 57. Northwest wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming east-southeast later in the evening. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high near 79. South-southeast wind about 5 miles an hour, becoming north-northwest in the afternoon. We have a 60% chance of precipitation, mainly after 4 p.m. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch are possible. And on Wednesday night, showers likely, a 70% chance of precipitation, mainly before 10 p.m. 56 degrees, 45% relative humidity, wind right now out of the west at about 3 miles an hour. Don't forget the Calexico Bulldogs, the ladies in Division I CIF flag football action this evening. Yeah, they'll take on Bonita Vista. Financial news and the weather brought to you by Southwest Security Services, offering 24-hour-a-day post office boxes at Southwest Postal, 4th and Heil, El Centro.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO, El Centro, on AM 12.
CBS News is a service of the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
Is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com. I'm Steve Kathan. The government says consumer prices were flat from September to October, and prices last month were up 3.2% from a year ago. CBS's Jill Schlesinger says it's welcome inflation news.
Helping the overall inflation rate is a drop in energy. Energy prices are down 4.5% year over year. Used cars down 7.1%. Food costs still are on the rise, up 3.3% from a year ago. But by far, the biggest contributor to the inflation story and why it remains stubbornly higher than the Fed would like is the shelter index.
That includes home prices and mortgage rates. In Washington, House Speaker Mike Johnson this morning defended his two-tier stopgap spending proposal to head off a possible government shutdown later on this week.
It's going to change the way we've done this. We have broken the fever. We are not going to have a massive omnibus spending bill right before Christmas. That is a gift to the American people because that is no way to legislate. It is not good stewardship. It's the reason we're in so much debt.
New climate change assessment just out from the government. President Biden moments ago.
The impacts we're seeing are only going to get worse, more frequent, more ferocious, and more costly. Last year alone, natural disasters in America caused $178 billion in damages.
And about what he'd say to families of hostages in the Middle East.
Hang in there, we're coming.
Hang in there, we're coming, Mr. Biden said. He believes a release will happen. The UN Humanitarian Office says fighting between Israeli troops and Hamas in northern Gaza has caused another 200,000 people to flee south the past 10 days. CBS's Ramy Inocencio has more on the siege that has Health workers and patients trapped.
Gaza's biggest hospital is in a circle of death, surrounded by Israel's military. That's according to Gaza's Ministry of Health, run by Hamas. And now Israel is saying that it has new proof that Hamas is using hospitals as human shields.
And back here at home, a major rally backing Israel is set for today in the nation's capital. CBS's Christina Raffini.
There are several different groups that have come together to organize this rally, and you can tell by the speakers list because it's really a wide range. There's everyone from Hollywood types like Deborah Messing to the president of Israel. 2 members of Congress are expected to be here, including both the majority and minority leader of the House and members of the Senate.
3 people were killed, 15 hospitalized when a semi crashed into a bus carrying students east of Columbus, Ohio this morning. Wall Street's a rally based on that inflation news. Right now, the Dow is up 535 points. This is CBS News.
You don't need a job platform, you need a hiring partner. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credits.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In Italy, climate change is increasingly seen as a matter of life or death.
Stranded residents evacuated by boat after rivers in central Italy burst their banks, flooding homes and streets. At least 6 have died. I've been in the hospital. I was in the cold water for 2 hours. This woman says climate change blamed for the increased flooding, and that's only half the story. In Italy's north, extreme drought has doubled over the past 2 decades, creating a climate that researchers say increasingly mirrors Ethiopia's and the Horn of Africa. Italy seen as particularly sensitive to the coming climate shocks. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
In Iceland, concern over possible volcanic eruptions has officials building defense walls around a geothermal nuclear plant to protect it from lava flows. There has been an increase in seismic activity in Iceland recently. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
My name is Shelley Wilkinson, and I am an Imperial Valley Food Bank board member. When locals need help feeding themselves and their families, they turn to the Imperial Valley Food Bank. As the main distribution center of donated food in Imperial County, we store, rescue, and purchase food in bulk to serve 25,000 people each month at over 30 locations. Help fight hunger and food insecurity in the Imperial Valley by donating online at www.ivfoodbank.org.
CBS News presented by the Imperial Valley Food Bank, fighting hunger in Imperial County since 1991. Become a hunger warrior. Contact the Imperial Valley Food Bank.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with Carroll Buckley.
When I wake up in the morning.
AM 1230.
Here we go now.
KXO.
1230. KXO.